Hello, this is my Contingency Q&A video. A while back I put out a question and answer thing on my Instagram story and I got a whole bunch of you that gave me responses to it. So I'm going to be answering all those here while a time lapse of my Contingency Animatic plays in the background. Wee! So in this video it's going to be a couple of different things. The main thing is going to be the Contingency Q&A. Also, when I named this thing Contingency, I didn't think about how hard the word contingency would be to say. You say it more than twice in a row, and it just starts, like, mushing together in your mouth, but whatever. Contingency, Anyways, I have two separate sets of questions. We have our Instagram questions and my questions from Patreon. I'm going to answer the Patreon questions first, and then I'll answer the Instagram ones. Just, they did pay me money to ask these things, so gotta give them some priority. Before I go into the Q&A stuff, I wanted to do a little bit of groundwork for Contingency and what stuff's going to look like in the future for this. My end goal for Contingency is to make comics with accompanying animatics. I don't know how many yet because I haven't finished the story in my head. And so I am trying to, before I give you guys any concrete information, I want to solidify the full story. Because right now I have broad strokes and I need to get it a little more tied down so I can give you an exact number of these, but that's my goal for crafting Contingency. The first thing I want to go through really quickly is if you want to support me, but Patreon isn't really in the books, the best way for you to do it is to just watch my non-copyrighted content on YouTube. And what I mean by that is stuff like my most recent video, which is a Troll Hunters Eternal Nights animatic. That's non-copyrighted because I used Genshin Impact music. I know it's vaguely cringe, but it's all royalty free and it's the only way I can get around actually making money on YouTube. Any of my Sketch With Me videos, my animatic tutorial, all that kind of stuff that's not done to a copyrighted song. If you really want to support me, but Patreon isn't in the budget, then literally just pressing play on one of those gives me a lot more than you think it does because I'm in YouTube's Creator Fund program, so I do get money from ad revenue if people watch my non-copyrighted content. Unfortunately, I make a lot of copyrighted content. Yeah, that's the way you can support me if you would like to. Otherwise, if Patreon is in the books, I am doing some new things with my Patreon. I've done some housekeeping on my Patreon to change it up to make the content that I'm posting to my Patreon more pertinent to the future content I'm going to be creating, especially regarding Contingency, because that's where I kind of want to be heading with the stuff I'm making. There is now 4 different roles for membership levels, and, well, technically 5, if you count the free one. If you're a free member of my Patreon, then you get access to things like polls, extra sketches, and Q&As. Every level of membership above free will include everything in the membership below it as well. My first tier is the Able Protection Squad. This is basically just the basics. You get a fancy Discord role on my Discord server, you get your name at the end of all my YouTube videos, and for any new content that I'm going to be creating, specifically towards Contingency or anything extra, you get 3-day early access to any new content I'm making. The next tier up from that is called the Contingency Comic Guild. This is a tier for people who want to support the Contingency comics specifically. You'll get early access to comic panels and high-quality downloads of the finished pages. You'll get all the previous year's content, 5-day early access to new content, be that comic strips or animatic drops, or any other videos I'm making. You'll also get access to high-quality art stills, comic roughs, and any scrapped comic pages I don't end up using. And every tier above and including Contingency Comic Guild will be getting a package from me every other month. For the Contingency Comic Guild, you'll be getting stickers from me. Generally speaking, the content of these drops are going to be prints I have from conventions and other exclusive prints for things like Contingency. I will be doing stickers and postcards and large size prints, so think like big prints, okay? The large ones you see at conventions. Tier 3 is the Animatic Appreciation Station, and this tier is for people who want to support the Contingency animatics. You'll get early access to animatics, you'll get to see things like my thumbnails, you'll be able to watch my whole rough animatic, which will only be posted for you guys to see, so it'll be very exclusive, nobody else will get to see that. And you will also get, again, all the previous tiers content, you'll get 7-day early access to new content, so comic and animatic drops, and you'll also be able to get PSD downloads. So I'll give you guys my working files for some of my comic pages, so you get to see my entire thought process and how I break down my layers. On top of that, you'll also be getting bi-monthly or every other month, you'll be getting a package from me, and it'll be including mini prints and stickers. And the final tier I currently have, the highest tier, the highest honor of my Patreon, is currently called the Court of Gibraltar, because it's lore, okay? It's lore towards Contingency. You don't know about it yet, but trust me on this, alright? It's totally lore. This tier is for people who want to support everything about Contingency. You'll get early access to everything, as well as a one-time custom icon drawn by yours truly, aka me. You'll get all the previous year's content. You will get a fancy Discord role. And like I mentioned before, a personalized one-time custom icon. So basically a little commission from yours truly. You also get in your bi-monthly package a large art print, stickers, and mini prints. If any of this stuff interests you, and if you would like to support Contingency in a monetary fashion, then my Patreon is the best way to do that. And for anybody who supports me on there, I thank you so much. It really does mean the world to me, and it allows me to continue creating things like this content that you guys are seeing here. I couldn't do it without money. If I could, I would, but I need to eat food. So here we are. That being said, I know I've just talked a lot about how you can pay me money to get things, but if you don't pay me any money, you will still get a lot of content. Everything that I've spoken about here will be available for purchase outside of that. And all of the content I'll be creating, you will get to see. You just get to see it sooner on Patreon. If you guys have any questions about my Patreon or the roles and what some of the stuff means in it, please let me know below, and I'll do my best to answer any questions you guys have. Before I get into the meat of things for the Q&A, I just wanted to give like a quick disclaimer, I suppose. Any of the questions that are here, if anything is like leaning into spoiler territory for like plot stuff, I'm not going to get too into it. I'll gloss over them, but I'll mention it when I get to the questions. Before we get into the Q&A, I do want to do a really quick walkthrough of my Animatic that's playing while I'm talking right now. I did the math. What you're looking at right now is 16 and a half hours of my life. Almost 17 hours. I believe there was one section I forgot to record, so I'm going to round it up to 17. There was like 30 minutes that I forgot to hit the record button for. But I basically recorded a time-lapse of the entire making of, let me try scrubbing, of this animatic you're seeing. The oh-so-popular Flightless Bird Bubble Guppy song that I crafted out of the blue. While you're watching this, you'll see me go through a couple different stages with it. Going into this animatic, I kind of didn't know what to do. I had just watched the K-pop Demon Hunters trailer, and I saw the scene where they were like falling out of the plane, and I really liked that falling scene, so I wanted to do something like that. And I've been scrolling through TikTok, and I heard the sound bit, and I was like, yeah, I think I would like to use this sound. This is a really fun sound. And that was kind of how it came to be. If you guys have any questions about my animatic process or just my animation process in general, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer all of them. If there's too many, I might just make like a short form video out of it and answer them quickly. I do also have an animatic breakdown video that I did for a separate animatic, which is my Worry the Mind animatic from Epic the Musical. And that one is like a super in-depth, it's like almost 3 hours long video of me going through my entire process from start to finish of like thumbnailing, sketching, roughs, cleans, like everything. I went through absolutely everything. So if you are looking to like do an animatic and you want some tips and tricks on how to start out, and you don't mind watching a 3-hour video, then that one might be very helpful. Yeah, when I first started this time-lapse, or when I first started this animatic, I hadn't decided if I wanted to do vertical aspect ratio yet or horizontal, and I started doing the horizontal aspect ratio, but I really early on, you'll notice, changed into doing a vertical aspect ratio instead, which is just like this think Instagram reel aspect ratio versus like a YouTube video. YouTube videos are going to be your horizontal ones. And I wanted to go for the vertical one because I wanted it to be a bit more of like casual content for me. Whenever I do the horizontal aspect ratio, I kind of go into like work mode, and my brain turns on to like, oh, this needs to be absolutely perfect, and it needs to look like whatever, right? Whereas this one, I was like, okay, I can kind of chill out with it and I can have some fun making it. It can be a bit more chillax. I'm just kind of having a good time, and I guess it showed because I liked making the content, and it was obvious by the end of it that like what I made was really spunky and fun. So yeah, I'm glad you guys like it so much. That's all I can say. First things first is going to be the Patreon questions. I'll list the name of the person who asked it and then the question, and I'll go into details about it. All right. Okay. Question number 1 is from Canned Beans. Love the name. Process on character design. If you're asking about character design for Contingency, it's a little bit different than character designs for other stuff I do. For Contingency specifically, these character designs were kind of based around the idea that I wanted them all to have uniforms. I'm not going to tell you what the uniforms are for just yet. Some people, you can guess in the comments if you think it's for like a school or like an office or whatever, but they have uniforms, and I wanted them to have cohesion to them, but to still be like unique to each character. Face-wise, it was basically me going, I have 3 people and I want them to look drastically different, but not in a like alarming way. I still want them to fit in the same universe. So Abel, Theo, and Jasper all have different face shapes. Abel being a lot shorter and rounder, Theo's a bit more like boxy, and Jasper's a lot more like on the pointier side of things. So I wanted to kind of use that as like a jumping off point for the characters themselves. Their hair, they almost all have this like little swish thing. I think I just put that on everybody. I don't know. I just like drawing that. It's my comfort hair piece because Theo has a mini one, Abel has a poofy one, and Jasper has a long one. So I don't know. Maybe all my characters have this little like bang chunk on their forehead. But if it works, I suppose. And the other thing I was thinking about with this character designs was teeth. I wanted their teeth to be different and like unique. So Jasper got like little shark teeth, which are kind of fun. I've never drawn a character with shark teeth, and so I wanted to do something like that. Abel's got the little fangs, and Theo's a normie. Sorry, Theo, my dude, you kind of get shafted here, but that's okay. And then the eyes as well. I wanted to do something unique, so Abel got the little X's in his eyes. I thought that was like, I don't know, I just liked it. Okay, sometimes you just draw things because you like them. That's kind of why I gave him like the leg garters. That's why I put his wings lower. I just liked drawing it like that, and so that's how I draw it. I like these things. I call them bean sprouts. I love having really like obnoxiously big ones. I just think they're funny. It's like antenna at that point. And so Abel got the biggest ones I could possibly draw because without them looking like absolutely obscene. Because it's just fun, like why not, you know? The only thing I didn't really put a lot of thought process into for designing on these characters is probably their shoes. Honestly, don't fall in love with their shoe designs. They might change eventually, because they're very basic. I was just like loafers kind of TM, and I put those on and called it a day. But everything else is kind of uniform based, so it is supposed to like have cohesion to it that way. Yeah, hope that answered your question. Now we have 2 questions from Wave Aqua from Patreon as well, and I won't be able to answer most of them because they are kind of spoilery, but I will read the questions out. So Wave Aqua asked lore behind Abel getting his wings attached, and then the second question was, what are the twins? Both questions I can vaguely answer. Vaguely. So you see in the Contingency Animatic, the first one, the Flightless Bird, this one's like actually relatively spoilery for the main story I'm crafting, but you just don't know it yet kind of idea. I'm not gonna tell you why Abel gets his wings attached. You're gonna have to read/watch to find out, and I'll tell you more about that in a mo. Same thing with the twins. I will say the twins aren't just puppets. There's more to them than just being puppets, but for now, the twins are 2 little puppets that follow Jasper around. And they are girls, I'll give you that. They're younger girls. And these are the twins. The last question on Patreon was by Hey Wisp, or WSP, and they asked, what is your end goal for Contingency? Will it just stay as animation you post? Will we get more lore on these characters? And will there be more characters to come? So this is a question that got repeated a lot in Instagram. I'll answer it now, and I'll gloss over it for the Instagram questions. But the broad stroke answer for that is yes, there is significantly more, if my timetable allows for it, to come with Contingency. If I could simply work on this thing full-time and make infinite money from it, I would be sitting pretty, but I can't. I work full-time jobs, so it can't come super fast. I'm hoping to have something significant out for it by the end of summer. My end goal for Contingency is something that I haven't really seen done before entirely. I've seen it done by like teams of people, so I'm hoping I'll be able to do it by myself. But what I'm trying to do is I want to make animatics with accompanying comics. The comics will be posted to Webtoons, I believe, and the animatics will be posted on my YouTube and Instagram and yada yada. Basically, it'll be a webtoon, and then think of it like a cutscene. You would come to my YouTube between episodes on the Webtoons and watch like a cutscene play out in animatic form. Probably to copyrighted music, which means I won't make any money from it, but that's okay. I like copyrighted music too much. But yeah, that's my end goal for Contingency, is to make comics with accompanying animatics. I don't know how many yet because I haven't finished the story in my head. And so I am trying to, before I give you guys any concrete information, I want to solidify the full story, because right now I have broad strokes and I need to get it a little more tied down so I can give you an exact number of these, but that's my goal for crafting Contingency. Or it'll be webcomics with accompanying animatics. Will it just stay as animations? Kind of answered that in the first part of that question. So no, it won't just stay as animations I post. I'm posting a whole bunch of like side content. I think I might do like fun little mini comics I'll post to like Instagram and whatnot. But other than animations, it will also be comics that'll be posted on Webtoons. Will we get more lore on these characters, and will there be more characters to come? Yes, and yes, in the animatics and comics, there will be more characters, and there will be more lore to come. I have another character I'm probably going to introduce soon. His name is TBD. Guys, I'm so bad at naming things. Like, I'm so bad at naming things. Abel was honestly like a stroke of genius. When I came up with that, I was like, oh my god, how did I even think of that? That's so good. But everything else is kind of like, okay, I'll figure it out eventually. I leave naming things to the absolute last phase because I'm so bad at giving names to stuff. But I have another character I'm going to introduce soon. I posted him to my Instagram story, but like some of you guys might not have seen him. So I can give you a little sneak peek. This guy, he's another character. I swear I'll design a female eventually, all right? I swear. With Contingency, I don't want to give you guys spoilers for the content because I want you guys to be able to appreciate the story as it comes out, like an actual story. Like you're watching a show, you're reading a book. Authors wouldn't post like spoilers before the book comes out. So when I'm answering the rest of these Q&A questions, just keep that in mind. I cracked my knuckle in the middle of that sentence, I'm sorry. I don't want to give away story bits because I want you guys to enjoy the story while I make it. Hopefully you enjoy it. I hope you like it. Oh my gosh. I've never really told my own story out loud before, so you gotta bear with me a little bit while I figure it out. My idea is to have a lot of process work recorded so that once I do drop new content, I can take you guys through my process after the fact. So while I might not be showing you every step of the way while I'm doing it, after I've done it, I want to have the content there to show you guys what I did. So if you want to do something like this on your own, it's accessible to you guys as well. I'll be using my Patreon to paywall some content, but most of it will be available for everyone to see. I'll be posting sketches for comics and roughs for my animatics early to my Patreon, but they will become publicly available after they're released on YouTube and Webtoons. So stuff won't be locked behind Patreon forever. The only stuff that's going to be exclusive to Patreon will be unreleased ideas and scrapped content like that. Everything else, Patreon basically just gets it early. You'll get it after Patreon. I sorted my Instagram questions into categories. So I will read through all of them and answer all of them. Sebi5200 asked, why are Abel's eyes with a cross on them? Because I thought it was cool. And there might be some more stuff later about that, but you didn't hear that from me. This person, I don't know how to pronounce that, asked, are Abel's wings natural like he was born with them, or are they artificial, so added in the future? In the animatic, the first animatic I posted, you do see them get attached. So maybe that answers that question. Nimmy's Glutton, interesting name, asked, hi, were the experiments done on Abel with his consent or against his will? You will have to stay tuned to find out. Elizabeth Annie Will asked, can Abel fly since he has attached wings and all? He will be able to fly a little bit. And that's all I'll say. Sebi520 asked another question, are Abel's wings real or were they attached? In the first animatic, it seems like they were attached. You are correct, they were attached. Zoe asks, why does Abel have mechanical wings? You will find out eventually, Zoe. And this person asked, why did Abel have webbed wings attached rather than feathered wings? I hate the word contingency. Why did I name my thing Contingency? It's so hard to say. It sounds like my nose is stuffed every time I say it. Contingency, contingency, contingency. Anyways, in my Flightless Bird animatic, a lot of the characters have feathered wings, and it looks like Abel's the only one with non-feathered wings. People do have non-feathered wings. I just drew a lot of fluffy looking wings in it because I was tired when I was making that animatic and didn't really think about the different wings that people could have. So some people have webbed wings, some people have feathered wings. That's another plot point that you'll learn about later in the story. But for now, yeah, he's not the only person in Contingency's lore that has feathered wings, or sorry, webbed wings. Oh, here's two random questions. I'll answer these ones quickly. This person asks, how do you animate FPS? Frames per second for my animatics are always 24 frames per second. Sometimes frames hold for longer than 1 or 2 frames, but that just depends on the action that's happening inside each shot. And how do you animate? I have a 3-hour video on that, so go watch that instead because we'll be here for a while if I try to answer it now. 570 asks, what exactly is this? New follower here, and I'm very interested, but I don't know what's going on. That's okay. You and nobody else knows what's going on with this. This is a new thing that I am making, and it is in the process of being made, and it's called Contingency. Contingency. And it's cool and fun, and I hope you stick around to see where it goes. All right, let's go on to ages. This is another question I got a couple times. By Elephantanani twice. Character ages. Specifically curious if Abel is actually a child or not, just looks like it. How old are each of the characters? And Taylor asks, how old are the characters? So, yeah, I can see why this is an important question to answer, especially because I used a preschool song cut from Bubble Guppies for Abel. Abel is above 20. And so are all of the characters that you've seen thus far, except for the twins. The twins are kids. Those are children, all right? You stay away from those. But Jesper, Theo, and Abel are all above 20. I'm not giving exact ages because reasons, but lore reasons, all right? But they're all above 20. Abel's the youngest, Theo's middle, and Jasper's the oldest of the ones you guys of the characters you guys have seen so far. Jasper's the oldest. I got two really fun questions from Insane Mushroom JPEG and Cars Theater. What genre is the story, and can I make fan art for you? Yes, you can. And somebody said fanfics question mark. If you mean fanfics about this, about Contingency, by all means go ahead. That's insane. Please send them to me if you do. I eat fanfics up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my dude. But if you just mean like, do I read fanfics in general? I think my previous statement answered that question. So, but what genre is this story? Is a great question. I wish I had an answer for you. I'm thinking like action adventure, kind of political drama, maybe a little bit. We'll see how good my writing is, guys. All right. I don't want to call myself a author until I can actually write something. I apologize. I'm not gonna be able to get like super in detail with all of these, but I will do my best to answer them. Okay. Unreliable Oracle asks, okay, does Jasper control the twins, or are they magic puppets, or some secret third option? Some secret third option. Also, Boreal Studio asks, what inspired you to create the characters in the story? That is a fun question because my inspiration for this was probably mostly lack of sleep and a little bit of like self-indulgence. I just wanted to make... Okay, prior to doing Contingency, I like never post OCs. I don't make OCs. I have a very, and still do, and I'm trying to work through it, big like cringe complex when it comes to OCs, and I'm trying like desperately not to cringe at, or I try desperately not to cringe at my OCs. I made so many when I was like 12, and then when I was older, I looked at them and I was like, oh my god, these are awful. And I pretty much like didn't touch original characters for like 5 years. And they scared me, and I don't know why, but I'm weird. Okay, that's okay. We're allowed to have our little isms, and that's fine. But I really didn't like OCs. And then I recently watched, it was a really great video actually. Jinja Ninja posted this one about being like more self-indulgent with your art and just drawing what you like. And I was like, that's so true. I should just draw whatever I like. Like, why not? I'm a free chicken. I can do whatever the hell I want. And this animatic was kind of just me having fun and drawing what I wanted to draw for once, and not doing fan art and not doing content for somebody else. This is just for Jasmine. This is just for me. And I liked it a lot, and it was really, really fun. And I had like such a blast making it that it makes me want to make more, which is good because you guys want more, evidently, by the amount of questions I had here. So yeah, what inspired me to create these characters in the story is probably just, I really wanted to make something that I liked, and I wanted to be self-indulgent. And I can't pinpoint one specific thing other than specifically like I can tell you the falling scene in the Flightless Bird animatic. The falling scene with Abel was inspired by the falling scene in the K-pop Demon Hunters trailer, because I just watched that like right before making this animatic, and I was like, I really want to animate something like that, so I did. Other than that though, the rest of it was really just inspired from me thinking and wanting to make something that I really liked. Even the character designs were just like comfy character designs for me. It was stuff I enjoyed drawing, I knew I could draw and liked. It wasn't me like forcing myself out of my comfort zone or anything. It was just chill and nice, and I liked it. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Six Wing Seraph asks, can we have a little character summary, like personality and non-spoiler backstory bits maybe? I can give you a little bit of one. Abel is chaotic and fun, and he's a little flighty depending on the time of day. If it's early in the morning and he's still waking up and he hasn't had caffeine yet, might be a little ditzy, all right? It takes a while to get the gears up and running in the morning, but once he's really locked in on something, he can get it done really, really fast and to a very high degree of efficacy. That's a big word, Jasmine. Good job. Theo is very studious and kind of stuck up. He's hard to warm up to and he's cold at first, but eventually, once you do kind of get yourself under his cold exterior, he's a real softie and is really secretive guy that's interesting and has a lot of things that you don't know about him yet. So yeah, I love Abel, he's my baby, but Theo's like secret favorite number 2, you know. Jesper, not Jesper, I keep calling him Jesper, but it's Jasper. Jasper is a doctor and he is a research doctor. He's been working for the same group for quite a long time and has kind of been stuck with them for quite a long time doing this work. He doesn't necessarily love his job, but he does like saving people. F. McGowan21 asks, any canon ships in the future with new or current characters? I'm going to deny to answer, but I'm going to wink. I'm going to wink very pointedly at the microphone right now, and hopefully that'll answer your question a little bit. Brissa ... If it were a type of webtoon, what category would it be? Oh, I need to look at webtoon. Let me see what categories webtoon has. Give me a second. Okay, I looked through the webtoons categories. I think I'm in the right spot. If I was to give mine a webtoon category, I would give it either revenge or probably just fantasy. So I didn't want to give you just fantasy because that's kind of boring. So I think revenge is a good one to add in there as well. All right. Kayla_Ryan09 asks, what time period is your story set in? My story is going to be in a fantasy setting, so the time period is kind of nebulous, but if we're looking at like what genre of time period, they don't got any phones or technology like that. It's going to be, think like steampunky, if that's like a time period. All right, that's like the time period that's set in. Adela asks, describe the main characters, both in terms of personality and appearance, please. So there's going to be a couple more characters that are main, but not as main as Abel and Theo. Abel and Theo are the 2 main characters. Jasper is a side main character, if that makes sense. So like he's still part of the main cast, but he's not going to be quite the forefront as Abel and Theo. Abel and Theo I did a personality description of already. Appearances, Abel is short-ish. I'm gonna say like 5'2", 5'5", or something like that, somewhere around there. He is pale. Oh my gosh, he needs more sun, my dude. Go outside. And he's got blue hair because why not? Theo's a little healthier looking than Abel is. He's a bit more on the buff side, and he's got a square jaw and slicked back. Say that 10 times fast. Good lord. Slicked back brown hair with gold-ish eyes, all right, and like red eyeliner around it because that's cool looking and I like it. Finalborn asks, are Abel and Jasper siblings? No, they are not. Taylor_TDM_101 asks, do you have a basic plot for Contingency? Yes, I do. I have more than a basic plot in my notes. I have significantly more, actually. But you're going to have to wait a little bit for everything to come to fruition. Alice XX asks, what are the boys' sexualities? And that's a spoiler, so you'll find out later. Ander3i_ asks, are there more characters you haven't shown yet? Yes, there's a whole bunch of more characters. I don't want my cast to be massive with this one, but I do want there to be a few side quests, if you would, into the characters that are there and that aren't there yet. That will come in the future. Java.jaws asks, do the twins have names? Currently, I'm gonna be real honest with you, my dude. No, I'm really bad at naming things though. So they will have names. I might actually get like community help for that. So there might be a Q&A poll put out on my Instagram in the near distant future or my Patreon to get the twins' names, because no, I don't have names for them yet. They're just called the twins. Elizabeth_Annie_Will asks, is Abel's name a biblical reference to Cain and Abel? With a bunch of eyeballs. Well, Elizabeth, you might be onto something there. That's all I'll say on that. Caden asks, when will it come out? Well, Caden, I will be posting the first major contingency lore update, drop, whatever you want to call it, in October. The exact date will be posted closer to, but October, mark your calendars, that's when I'll be posting something for Contingency, a big thing. Someone unusual asks, will we get something to check out lore? I'm new here, lol, sorry. No worries, welcome. I'm glad you're new. That means that you found me recently and maybe you'll like to see more of my content with Contingency. I'm having fun making it, so thanks for comments. Thanks for stopping by. You will get something to check out lore. You will get somewhere to check out lore. A lot of these questions will be me saying, you'll see in October. But I will say, before October, I have at least one more small animatic planned for you guys. It's going to be like an Instagram reel style one again, to a song. Do you guys want to know the song I'm going to use? I can tell you. Okay. This song I'm going to do my next Contingency animatic to is... You think the devil has horns? Well, so did I. But now he da-da-da-da-da, and he wears a suit and tie. That song. I don't remember what it's called. I don't think it's even fully out yet. But I'll be making a little animatic to that song for Contingency. Cool? Cool. That's your little sneak peek of the day. All right? Dominate asks, will this be a comic series? If so, where would I be able to read it? Yes, it will be a partial comic series and also animatics. It will be posted on Webtoons. Unless you guys have another comic reading site you'd rather use, let me know in the comments below. If not, I'm probably gonna stick with Webtoons. I will be posting a mini comic prior to Contingency. It's just gonna be like my tester trial run of Webtoons to see how the posting process is, how it works, iron out some of the kinks. It's a personal comic I made before I started any of this Contingency stuff, when I was feeling very lost in like what I should do with art and where my life was going. So I'll be posting that soon. I want to finish it. It's been a work in progress for a couple months now, and I really want to get it done and post it, so expect that within like the next month or so. And that'll be on Webtoons probably. Unless you guys tell me Webtoons sucks ass, in which case I won't put it on Webtoons. So tell me, please. Moon Eve asks, please give us lore. Well, Moon Eve, you'll be getting lore in October and a little bit before then when I make my other mini animatic. Yeah. Bumblebee Keeper asks, will we get story/comic lore? Yes, you will. In October and a little bit before in the mini animatic I make. I'm going to stop saying that because it's just like copy paste. So I'll just say like, please refer to the previous answer. Taylor_TDM_101 asks, will Contingency be a comic or an animated series? Well, it will be a little bit of both. And I've answered before, so I won't bore you by saying it again. OGV15 asks, do you have an idea of when there will be some lore drop? October. NamerGamer6 asks, is your story Contingency a webtoon or a series? And if it is, where can I find it? I have had this question a lot of people asking me like where it is right now. It's not out yet. It doesn't exist yet, okay? It's in the process of existing. I'm currently making it, but I am a full-time employed person because I need money, so it's not the fastest process of me making it. I'm doing this like completely by myself, but it will be out in October. Something for it will be out in October, all right? Loose0000_ asks, is it going to be a webcomic or just a fun OC story? LOL, BTW, I love the art style. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It will be a webcomic, so yeah, have fun with that. Liam.bled asks, will there be some form of lore or comic to consume? Yes, there will be. And finally, Equidreamer asks, are you going to make a series? Kind of, yes. Not like an animated series, though. It's going to be like, I've explained it. You guys know what I'm talking about now. Last but not least, the fun questions. Okay, I call these the fun questions because to me they're like cute Q&As about like the cast and things that weren't spoilery and didn't make me delve too much into the details of the plot, but are still like cute ways to get to know them. So, without further ado, Crown Pharaoh asks, who would wear a dress? Obviously Abel. Abel would rock a dress, but I also think Jasper would like put one on to make you feel more comfortable, and would kind of secretly like it, but like wouldn't tell you about it. And Theo would begrudgingly do it, and then kind of like how flowy the skirts were, but I'm not sure he would wear a dress. I think like Theo would try a skirt, and then he would like do it once. Maybe he'd like it, but he'd probably go back to wearing pants afterwards. I think he'd think that skirts are too revealing. Infinite Paradoxes asks, describe Contingency in 15 words or less. Oh my. You put me on the spot here. Okay. Political drama about different types of, I'm counting on my hands here, people and ritual based magic. Abel is super cute. There. Okay, I did it. Jennifer Tancredi asks, why does Abel look like a sweet little baby but would also murder me in my sleep? Because I had designed him that way and I love him. Merva_Clowner asks, what is the main cast's favorite hobbies? This is a fun question. I like this one. Okay, let's start with Theo. I think it's obvious in a lot of the drawings I have of him because he's always holding one, but he does like reading. I also think that Theo's other favorite hobby is working out. He likes going to the gym and boxing. That's his thing. By the way, Theo's design is going to get a bit of a buff in the sense that I'm going to draw him more buff. I kind of recently decided I wanted him to be a more buff character, so just keep that in mind. He's going to be a hunk. I think Abel's hobby is either crocheting or making like little braided bracelets for friends and people he likes, and he'll put little beads on them that remind him of those people. I think Jesper's favorite hobby is baking. He doesn't do it every day. He only does it when he has time because he's a pretty busy man. But when he does have a chance, he's a pretty adept baker. He'll pull out some pretty advanced crafts, if you would. And the twins, well, we don't know too much about them yet, so I ain't gonna tell you their hobbies. Merva Clowner also asks, give us one word that more or less describes each one of the main cast's trauma. I like this one because I am making a series of posters for the main cast. I'll start with Abel's because I'm biased. I like him, okay? What can I say? So let me pull it up and I'll tell you. I'll do you one better than one word. I'll give you a flower and a word. For Abel, it's belladonna, which means silence. For Theo, it's a peony and a black-eyed Susan, which is for justice and shame. And for Jasper, it's a hollyhock for ambition. And that's a word for each of their traumas. And a flower. I like flower languages. I'm trying to learn more about it. So if any of the flowers you're like, oh, that's not what it actually means, this is just what the Wikipedia article told me, so don't come at me, okay? I'm trying to learn. So, _Fee_W asks, person most likely to bite a Kit Kat down the middle. Full stop, definitely Theo. And not even because he's doing it to like piss you off, just because he's not thinking about it and he's hungry and he just like takes a bite of the Kit Kat. He's like, it's the most efficient way to eat it. What are you talking about? And he just bites in the middle. Yeah, that'd definitely be Theo. And Abel would be like incredibly offended by that. Diego Aranara _writing account asks, what's all the characters' favorite colors? You're very awesome sauce and cool BTW snail emoji. Thank you, Diego. I appreciate it. What is all the characters' favorite colors? Theo's favorite color is blue. Abel's favorite color is... oh. I don't want to self-project too much, but I feel like Abel likes yellow. And Jesper's favorite color... I don't have a favorite color for him, but I can tell you his least favorite color is red. Well, that's all the questions. Look at me go. I did it all. I answered every single one of them. I hope if I missed somebody's question, I don't think I did, but if I did, let me know. You can always ask more down below. I'm more than happy to answer anything you guys can think of. Keep in mind, if anything is getting a little spoilery territory in the lore, I won't answer that, but I will skirt around it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my time-lapse of my contingency animatic process throughout all of this. I hope it's fun background watching for you guys. And if you do like the kind of watching me go through this whole process, and if it's not like super annoying for you guys to see on screen, I don't know if it's like rotating too much or flashing because I'm like moving stuff around, but if you did like it, then by all means, let me know and I will do more of this in the future. I have another shorter animatic I have planned, so I can totally do a second Q&A for contingency if you wanted to, or if you have like animation questions, drawing questions, really anything. I am a chronic yapper and I like to talk a lot, so hit me up any time of the day, any day of the week, and I will talk your ear off. Cool. Okay, so to conclude everything, thank you guys so much for supporting contingency thus far. It's been kind of wild seeing people like my original content so much. As somebody who has pretty much exclusively drawn fan art for her whole like social media career, if you can call it that, it's been pretty buck nutty seeing original characters I've made do so well compared to my usual, which is just fan art of pre-existing characters that other people have made. So this has been really cool. I really hope that when I do post in October, when I do post a my main content for Contingency then, that I meet your guys' expectations in a way that is surprising and yet like welcome. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. I really do. I hope that I don't give... Writing for me has always been a very personal thing. I'm so open to showing like art with anybody and everybody that like walks through the door. I'm just like, yeah, look at my art. Like, I'll show you immediately. Look at my stuff. But writing is... I'm not as confident in it as I am in art. So I do hope that you guys bear with me while I iron out some kinks and try to get better at writing. I'm dyslexic, so it'll be fun. And I hope that I do a good job with it and that you guys enjoy it. And if you don't, tell me why. And I take critiques really well. So please tell me. I like improving myself every time I can, or every opportunity I get. I like to improve myself. I actually do have something else I can show you that I think is kind of neat. I've been going through some of my old storyboards recently that I have never posted online, or that I've never posted on YouTube. I have a bunch that are posted on my portfolio site for like professional reasons, and while they are publicly available, it's not something that others really like look at and see. I recently posted my Troll Hunters animatic that I made a while back. That was actually made, oh my goodness, February 2024 now. So, or not February, April 2024. So it was a while ago that I made it, over a year now. And I just recently posted that on my YouTube. But I have another animatic that's from even longer. It's 2023. I made it, which, oh my god, I feel old. I made it in 2023, and it's called Type C. Type C is an original board sequence following the story of Beck, a new agent on her first mission. Type C takes place in a world adjacent to our own, where those born with the blood Type C can accomplish impossible tasks using the power stored in their own veins. So it's trigger warning for blood. There is a lot of it in this animatic, but it was an original animatic I kind of just ripped out of my ass a while ago because I wanted to beef up my portfolio for trying to get an animation job. And it started off... If you guys want, I can make a whole video about Type C. There's a whole bunch of content for that. But I do really want to show you guys this animatic because it's long. It's a full episode. Wait, let me tell you the exact length of it. It's currently unlisted on my YouTube. It's 14 minutes and 15 seconds long. So it's a girthy one, and I drew all of that, and I got it voice acted. Okay, like it's fully voice acted. It's a TV episode. You can sit and watch dinner and watch it. There's just no sound effects, and I really want to put sound effects in it because it's just so sad hearing dialogue and voice with no sound behind it. I've been trying to work with the sound designer a couple times on this, but a lot of them have fallen through because it's a massive project and I don't have a lot of money, haha. And as an artist, I want to get paid for my craft, and I know that sound designers also want to get paid for their craft. So it will eventually get out. I will eventually post it. Maybe if you guys hound me enough for it, I'll show you the content of it. Maybe I'll start posting some clips. I think at this point, I just need to edit it myself and get it out there because I want to post it before I hate it. You know what I mean? Like, after long enough, you'll kind of hate your art because you're like, oh my gosh, I've improved so much. I don't want to show people this, like, gross old art. I don't hate Type C yet. I want to show you guys Type C. I'm very proud of how much I made, how much I did. It's crazy that I was able to accomplish this. I think I did it in like 4 weeks. I don't know how I did it. Genuinely, I was smoking something. I'm like, what the heck? I was not smoking. I do not condone drugs. I don't do drugs. Okay, that's a disclaimer. Just putting that out there. But yeah, I would really like to show you guys Type C soon in the near distant future. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know. I would love to share it. I genuinely would. I just need the push to finish editing the sound for it because it's kind of daunting. It's so big and I'm not good at sound design. I can do it and I'll do it for you guys, but it'll take me a hot sec. So yeah. On that side note, if anybody knows a sound designer who's willing to work for cheap, let me know. But if not, I will do it on my own. That's fine. Other than that, yeah. Thank you guys so much for... I've said this like 15 times, but I feel like I need to say it 15 more before it'll sink in. Thank you so much for supporting my original content. It's been kind of wild. Type C's been... Or not Type C. Oh my gosh, I'm talking too much about that. Contingency. They all end in the same sound. That's why it's hard for me to say. Contingency has been really crazy because, like I said, my original content usually never does good on social media, and I don't like to equate my happiness to social media numbers, but when it pays you money, it does feel a little bit good. Money doesn't buy you happiness, but it does buy me food, and I like food. Once again, if you would like to support me, my Patreon is a great way to do that, but if that is in your books, just watch any of my non-copyrighted content, like my Draw With Me's or my Animatic tutorial breakdowns, or any of my stuff that doesn't have really cool, catchy, paid-for songs in. So unfortunately, no, you can't loop my Where the Mind Animatic. That will not give me any money. It will give Jorge money, though, and I mean, his music's pretty good, so you can do that too. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. And until next time, bye!
Goodbye!
And then he wears a suit and tie. Da-da, 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 da-da. Da-dum, ba-dum, da-da, da-da, da-da.